Hey, good morning, my friends. Kerry Green here again. Time for the morning mindset. Have you ever noticed that when you wake up, the mood you are in, the frame of mind that you get out of bed with is often the same mood and frame of mind that dictates the course of your day? That's just the way we tend to be as human beings. And that's why I felt it was important enough to put together a daily 5-minute shot to the soul to help us get our minds right first thing in the morning so that we're able to set our day off in the right direction. And part of the reason that I think we should do that is because Scripture tells us to do that. Yesterday or the day before, I can't remember how long ago it was, I mentioned Colossians chapter 3, verse number 2. And it's a command the Apostle Paul gives us to set our minds on things that are above, not on things that are on this earth. So that's the key that I'm talking about. We have a responsibility to set our minds every single day, every single situation. Honestly, we're to set our minds on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. And Paul's reason behind that is that we have died and our life is hidden with Christ in God. So that phrase, we have died, refers to when we were hung on the cross with Jesus Christ. And you may be thinking just initially, well, factually speaking, I wasn't on the cross with Christ. I have never died. I lived 2,000 years or so after the cross. What do you mean I hung on the cross with Jesus? We're talking about spiritual things here. We're talking about something that happened on a spiritual level. Now, we all have to admit the spiritual realm and the way spiritual things work is not something we intuitively understand. We have to trust the one who does understand, and that's God himself, to explain it to us. And he says that when Jesus died on the cross, we died on the cross. Somehow that old us died on the cross. And now the reality is that our life is hidden with Christ in God. And so let's put ourselves into a scenario for a moment and see if we can apply this truth. You come across a person at work who tends to rub you wrong, and you feel irritated. You feel like you want to lash out. You feel like you want to put them in their place, so to speak, because you just feel bothered by them. Well, see, part of our mistake is that we experience that emotion in the moment of the circumstance, and we immediately think that emotion is us. We let it dictate who we are. We let it inform us as to our identity. You see, that's not what the Apostle Paul is saying here in Colossians chapter 3. He's saying that emotion you feel in that moment, that irritation, that desire to lash out, is not you. You have died. That old you who would have responded that way has died, is gone. Your life is now hidden with Christ in God. You now have a new frame of reference, a new place from which to respond. So one of the mistakes that I have made, that I've seen others make, that we've got to build a new habit around is this. We tend to say that emotion that we feel immediately is us. We own it. We take it as coming from us, our identity, the person we are. When the reality is that is not who we are. We don't really feel irritated. We don't really want to respond. Now, I'm not saying you don't feel the effect of irritation. Of course you do, as long as you're on planet Earth. But where did that irritation come from? It didn't come from the real you that is hidden with Christ in God. It came from that habit you've developed over the course of your life, living as the old you. But that old you is gone now. You don't have to respond that way. You have a new identity. You have a new you. My friend, go today knowing that the situations you face can be faced with a new sense of power, a new sense of victory because of who Jesus has made you to be. Invite someone to join you in listening to the Morning Mindset tomorrow, would you? Thanks so much. God bless you in your day.